of the biggest challenges with entrepreneurs is they have this cancerous DNA where they focus on the new rather than the successful. Does that sound like something you might be a victim of? Well, in today's conversation, we speak to Lucy, who's a lovely lady. She's got a day nursery business making plenty of money, and she's now pivoting into consultancy, making software and yada, yada, yada. Why doesn't she just open more day nurseries? Strap yourselves in and let's find out why not. Welcome back, gang, to the Business Broadcast, the podcast designed to help grow your business. Hello. Now, this is a four-way session today.
Hey.
James Burt Official, follow him on Instagram. James Martin Entrepreneur, follow him on Instagram.
Thank you very much.
James Sinclair Entrepreneur, follow him on Instagram. And then Michael Chudley. What are you on Instagram?
Mike Chudley.
Mike Chudley.
Of
There
course
we
he
go,
is.
ladies and gents.
Just search for the people who've got over 100k. He's there. He's there just knocking about with over 100k, isn't he?
Quietly
Big
getting
in
on
the
with it,
game.
isn't he?
Not big in the game.
Not on Instagram, no.
No, are you not?
No, we are on
30 something.
30 summit.
Well, there we go. This podcast is going to delve into the story and life of JB.
It's going to delve into the story and the life of lovely Lucy. I mean,
Lovely Lucy.
I'm making assumptions she's lovely. She could be horrible, but we'll find out. I don't think she is because she works in the nursery space. You don't get horrible people in the nursery space, do you? Actually, you're in the nursery space. I actually didn't mean it like that. That actually inadvertently worked quite nicely. Right, so Lucy's from Little Angels Uppingham, yes. And also the Profitable Nursery Academy. You can find out more information about her at theprofitablenurseryacademy.com. She's been going over 10 years. She's doing 30 to 45,000 quid a month across multiple income streams. She has got 24 staff across her nursery business, and she's got 3 in her consultancy and the digital product business, including part-time support. But bam, she's got some challenges. Of course she has. Challenge number 1 is scaling from being the face of the business to building a software company and the full coaching program that runs without me. I need clarity, accountability and support in taking this leap without burning out or bottlenecking the process. I think there's also a mindset challenge here. In fact, I think there's a mindset challenge. There's definitely a mindset challenge. She just doesn't feel like she's worthy of being the person yet.
I mean, the problem I have with these consultancy businesses is I think they're very difficult. She should just open 2 more nurseries and make a lot more money. No one wants to buy a consultancy business because it's you. Maybe she can't get the money together to open the second nursery. That's why she's gone into that, because she's had some spare time.
But what is she using the consultancy for? Is it to hook new recruits? Is she using that as a hook? Well, we'll find out.
I think most people do it because they think it's an easy way to make
If you
high
squid.
margin cash.
Vanity?
We'll find out in a minute. I don't think it's vanity with her. She doesn't seem the sort. We'll find out in a second, though. Second biggest challenge, imposter syndrome. There you go. Fear of failure despite success. I overthink and I get in my own way, and I often feel isolated at this level of leadership. Third biggest challenge, creating a high-converting funnel for my coaching program and digital tools. My ideas are solid, but I need to help turning the vision into a lean, sellable machine that runs consistently. We asked her, Lucy, where do you want to be in 1 year's time? She said, I want to be running a software company that is generating recurring revenue with my 18-month Founders Circle Journey to Automation program, full and delivering real transformation to nursery owners. I want to be visible, speaking internationally and paying my team exceptionally well. What does a business look like when it's finished? We always ask our entrepreneurs that. And Lucy said she wants to have a profitable, systemized ecosystem of software, coaching and digital tools serving early years owners globally. I want the business to run with minimal reliance on me whilst allowing me to step more into thought leadership, innovation and legacy building. Then, after nurseries, the software is utilised within other sectors, such as gyms, cleaning companies and even schools. Do you make the profit you want to make? And if so, what is it? She said, no, not yet. I earn a good income, but much of it relies on me delivering the service. I want sustainable, scalable profits, targets of 500 grand net annually that don't depend on my time. How do you spend your time in the business? We asked Lucy, and she said, I coach, deliver consultancy, create content, build systems, manage finances, plan strategy, and lead my teams, but I still get pulled into the weeds, especially when I don't delegate effectively or when self-doubt creeps in. And then she's got a bunch of questions that she would like to ask to Jimbo and maybe James Martin as well. But before all that, there's a knock at the door. It's time for this. Interesting quote or fact. Interesting quote or fact. Sing along if you know the words.
Interesting quote or fact.
It's time for interesting fact or quote of the week. It's the point of the show where James Sinclair ordinarily brings some knowledge to the party, but today he's also brought a friend to the party as well.
Well, he's made sure he's brought his phone to the party, isn't
I
he?
know, because that's what he always does.
Yeah.
Hello guys, this is me, James Sinclair. I'm doing a podcast today.
Got my interesting facts.
That's ChatGPT all over it. You can see it with the emojis.
Yeah.
Look at it.
So,
Lazy sod.
I'm good at asking the questions, though.
Fair enough. Okay, go on then. What you got? A quote or a fact?
I like this one. This is a little fact. What are you going for? Quote or
I'm
facts?
going to go for a quote.
Okay, you do go first because I always forget you because I shouldn't.
No,
do
it's
that.
fine because I'm actually still trying to find my one because I've lost it now.
Okay,
My Instagram DMs.
I've got two here. No degree, no problem. Like this. More than 40% of UK business founders have no university degree. Many successful British entrepreneurs, from Richard Branson to Levi Roots, either dropped out of school or had little formal education. I thought that was a good little fact for you there. And then I like this one. Teen tech founders are on the rise. Oh, yes, they are. The spots are there. UK teens are launching app-based businesses, NFTs and social media consultants agencies. Some under 18s are already turning over £50,000 annually, particularly in coding, design and drop shipping. Here we go.
How many degrees have you got?
Zero.
So what did you come out with school?
I got some GCSEs. Yeah.
Art,
I can't even remember.
sport,
Drama.
Pardon, what's your
metalwork,
Drama.
woodwork.
Drama, yeah.
Drama.
I was good at the arts.
Loads of drama. Loads of drama.
Yes.
Davey, what did you come out with?
4 Bs, 5 Cs and a U. And I bunked off half of year 11 to go and smoke fags and be cool.
What did you get EU in?
IT.
IT.
They taught us the wrong syllabus for 6 months. And then the teacher got sacked and they realised it. And I went, well, I'm just not going to try. So then when I went, and then I was like, I'm going to put in an official, because I heard on the rumour on the grapevine that you could put in a complaint to Ofsted because of the teaching, and they would give you a C automatically. Turns out that was a lie. Absolutely was a lie.
It was just a playground rumour.
It was a playground rumour that was not substantiated. So, yeah, absolute lie.
James Martin, you've got nothing.
Nothing at all. No, I came out at 14,
You've
disappeared
done all
over
right,
the
though,
park,
kid, didn't you?
and that was it. My
Did you hate
my,
school?
Yeah,
Must have been
school
horrible,
was
wasn't it?
uncomfortable, wasn't
Yeah.
it? You're put in the dances class and you were sort of labelled. I didn't enjoy school at all, really.
Was it any sign of inclination toward, and obviously we're talking about, not to age you here, love, but it was a different time. Once the gas lamps were lit for the afternoon session. No, but did anyone go, this kid's smart, just not conventionally? Or was it just like, oh no.
Yeah, there was one metalwork teacher, Mr. Brooks, and he was my sort of little confidant, and he would always say, no, you can do it. Give him a
Really?
chance. And he was all right. He was a good lad. He looked after me. And then we ended up working for him at his home with our big tree surgery company. And that was quite a good day for me. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, that was quite cool. Yeah, no, school was hard work. You had to go into school on
Every
performance
day?
mode. Yeah.
Really?
And you become the clown so you don't get bullied, this, that and the other. But I don't want to go on about it because it was the best thing that happened to me and the worst thing all in the same day, because it made me have that grit and determination to have a look now, kind of thing. But that was it. Yeah.
Have you got an interesting fact or quote for us?
Well, I'm going to do my own quote that I have on my
here
my
we
belt
go,
buckle.
Here we go. On his belt buckle?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, get a bit closer and have another look. That's what it says.
I've got these belt buckles that I've given you.
Say that again.
It's rotten. You're proper rotten. You are.
Say that
It's
again.
so naughty.
Get a bit closer and have another look. I'm glad somebody picked up on it. Not like that.
And I had these belt buckles redone, and there's a quote on the back, and I put it on because this is what I ran my whole world around. Talkers and doers, you are only as good as your actions. And I still run my world to that now. We listen to so many people and we can tell them what to do. But there's talkers and doers. And we're in the doing camp, and there is only as good as your actions. Your actions are what that defines you, is your actions. And that's it. There you have it.
James Martin, everyone. James Martin. Only person clapping, aren't I? I'm going to go for a quote as well. You'll never be worth more than you think you are. You'll never be worth more than you think you are. I wasn't looking for a yes or no, thank you. You could just take a moment to absorb it.
Not one of your better ones, I don't think.
No. I think that's why sometimes you
like
forget
bother.
that his one hasn't happened yet, because they're not that memorable, are they?
I don't.
Look at Chud's
I
laughing.
just don't know why I bother.
Chuds, what did you think of his quote?
33 degrees, I come for a day of bullying. You don't even
No,
buy me,
listen,
don't even buy me lunch
listen.
anymore. I'm too busy.
JB, that
I'm
was
not hungry anymore, am I?
that was definitely a strong 3.
Thanks, mate. Out of
300.
But there we go. That's interesting fact or quote of the week. Shall we get into lovely Lucy's business?
Let's get on to lovely Lucy.
Hey gang, James here. Great news. Business Masterclass is coming back to London. This is my ultimate 2-day event that will grow the profitability and size of your business so that you can have a commercially profitable enterprise that works without you in it. I've run this event before. People absolutely love it. We get rave reviews, and I'd love for you to come along. Imagine 400 business owners in a room serious about growing their business. Imagine the connections you can make. I'll be on stage teaching you all the stuff that I've learned over the last 20 years in 2 days to seriously scale your business up. If you want to find out how to buy companies, raise finance, get customers, and make your teams as profitable as possible, then this is the event for you. Look, it comes with my 100% money back guarantee. You come along to this event, and if at the end of day one you go, do you know what? I haven't got 10 times value out of what I've paid for this. I'll just give you your money back. And there's no sleazy sales on the day. It's just me delivering all the stuff that I know about growing businesses. And I can't wait to meet you. I'll be there. We'll have a little chat with the other 400 people in the room. It's big enough, but intimate enough to really learn the stuff that I know that scales businesses. So get your tickets now before the price goes up. And I'll see you at Business Masterclass to grow your business.
Hey, Lucy, how are you?
Hey, I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
We are very well, thank you. I'll speak for the collective four of us. Right, if you don't mind, give us a little bit of a summary of you and the business, just so we understand the context of what you submitted to be on the pod.
Okay, so feeling incredibly outnumbered here, but I will have a go nonetheless. So business was founded in 2010 out of a good heart and a desire to do well. 2018, I couldn't pay my staff. I was broken, and definitely burnt out. So not a very good end to what should have been our 8th year in business. So I decided through the snot and the tears that I was going to turn it around. And kind of cliche now, but I remember thinking to myself, I'll do whatever it takes to have the business that I want and that my team deserve. Because I just felt like I'd really let them down. You know, I'd got one job to pay them, and for whatever reason, cash flow, funding or whatever, I took my eye off the ball and it was devastating. So yeah, decided, downloaded a CEO job description, read a great book called Millionaire Clown at the start, you know, got all these great ideas like that.
How long ago was that?
2019, that was.
And that's when, how did you find out about me then?
I
Dummy's
think
Guide.
through my action coach, Juliet Riley, she just kind of did the whole how you are, the nurseries, and sort of brought them all together and said, look, this is somebody you need to look at, somebody you need to follow, walk behind him, do what he does, and you won't go wrong. Okay, I'm a long way behind. But yeah, literally went to work. Looked at everything that wasn't working in my business, didn't listen to the noise, busted some of the myths, and worked really hard to turn the business around. I've got my second manager in, as in, I don't do the day-to-day in the nursery anymore. Lovely Kelsey took over for me in end of 2019, beginning of 2020. And then Emma took over in start of this year. So Kelsey's moved over to do more of the coaching and training with me in the other business. So that side of things.
How big is the nursery?
It's 85 place, but we only are 40% occupied, and we are still profitable though, based on that, because I had to build a business model that, when I look back, we've got the more supply than demand in my area. We receive the lowest funding rate in the country, and we pay the highest council tax outside of London and the home counties. So, you know, when you're business modelling, not the greatest place to have a nursery.
Where is that place?
It's in Rutland, the smallest self-maintained county in the United Kingdom.
Beautiful Rutland, lovely.
Beautiful place. But I realised that whilst the building has the capacity to be 85, I needed a business model that ran on a lot fewer numbers so that it was profitable. So I did it all based on my costs. So I looked at my costs, looked at value, looked at what my parents wanted and needed, pivoted a lot. Like at one point in the pandemic, I created a community room downstairs, brought 14 spin bikes because I'm a spin instructor, and yeah, was delivering classes from the nursery kind of late 2020 all the way till 2022.
And why the software, the speaking, the consulting, what's all that about?
So I think for me, speaking to people, sharing my story, sharing how I've fixed my business is a great passion of mine. It breaks my heart when I hear of nursery owners and managers who are really struggling, who are the 2018 version of me. This doesn't have to be a really hard sector. There is a really good way of earning good money in profitable businesses and still have high quality care and education. I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. And what I want to do is help as many owners, leaders, and managers become the person they need to be, like I did, to have the businesses that they want. So the software is an amalgamation of all of the simple but effective tools that I built. And
What is the software? Is it like a training software for teams to use?
no, think more operating systems, right? So think more habits, trackers, systems, processes, how to run effective and efficient businesses. I realised that there's 5 foundational pillars that I believe uphold a really good nursery. And James, I'd be really interested to know whether you would agree or disagree. I'm prepared to be wrong. But I believe they're preparation, how you prepare things, how you get things ready, then planning, how you're going to do that, then the people, then your profits, and then the professional development, because the one thing in early years is the power to continually be developing your people, your processes, and your systems.
I don't think
And I
anyone
think
would
we all-
disagree with that in any business.
Yeah, so they're the kind of foundational pillars.
I mean, the
of
one that
what
you're
I've-
missing from there is choose to put your nursery where there's population.
Yes.
Which
And I
is,
think-
I've actually made a video called the 8 Ps of building a brilliant business. So product, having a good product, but you can have the best product in the world, which sounds like you have. But if you put it in a village where only 8 people live, I mean, I know that's not the case where you are, then you're going to find it very difficult. And I've come across pretty average, mediocre businesses that make lots of money just because they've chosen to be in a good demographic population area. So, I mean, that's the number one, really, that one of my biggest learns of running businesses over the last 20 years is you want to be where there is people. And then you have a great product. Then you prep, do your planning, people, profits, professional do it. But if you've got population and a hungry audience, I suppose that's really what it means.
And you're going to have to pay for that on scale, aren't you? You're going to have to pay for that on premises and rates and stuff, but you need to be where the chimney pots are.
Hungry audience is, if you want business to be easier, a hungry audience is, like the example I always give is in coronavirus. If you had a toilet roll factory, you were cleaning up, or you had an access to pasta, you were cleaning up because there was a hungry audience that would pay anything to have that. And that's how business owners need to rethink it and go, I see what you mean. Because you think there is an audience for what you want, but is there really? And that's why producing waiting lists and creating a waiting list is one of the biggest ways of seeing. And we do that all the time in our business. We're launching a glow in the dark range for, when the kids go to theatres and they have the flashy toys. And one of my, I said, let's put it in all the brochures. But Jim, we haven't got the stuff yet. No, I want it in all the brochures. If people start calling up for it and asking it for us, then we'll manufacture it. And they have been like non-stop. When can we get it? When can we get it? All of our Teddy-tastic customers. So that gives me a good signal that there's a hungry audience that want to buy. And I actually, one of the dangers of successful entrepreneurs is they start generating cash flow and they forget the key fundamentals of business and go, I'll use some of my cash flow to test the water on stuff and put cash in before they stop being as frugal as they need to be because they've got resources around them. Anyway, so carry on, Lucy. Sorry about that.
No, and I'm guilty of that 100%. And I think...
Guilty of what, sorry?
Guilty of maybe not testing the water enough. That fear of perfection. When I want to get it just perfectly right, so I'm proud of it, rather than having a simple prototype that would work. It's interesting because I'm already really mindful that my software is something that everybody needs but nobody wants. So I'm already trying to work probably too hard in creating a route to market that converts people who desperately need what I've got but don't want it.
I mean, the way I would to reframe that was I would get people to pay me money before I've built the thing. And if they do that, then you're onto a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what basically I did when I built Teletastic. I said, look, give me a deposit before I've actually made the product. Now, if people do that, that really signals there's a hungry audience.
Mm.
So, for example, say you have got your day nursery business and you make £300,000 profit this year. And I say, well, I'm a really specialist tax accountant. I'll save you £150,000 on your corporation tax, but I need a £10,000 deposit to do all the work. You'd write the check because you'll be very hungry to save the 100. I mean, I've just made that up, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
But there are things around that there are ways of testing and measuring to see if people want to do that. Now, the thing I have with software, which I do want you to think about, is software is going to become a commoditized marketplace over the next 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
SaaS products over the last 10 years, there's been many millionaires and billionaires created. You know, I think it's Mark Zuckerberg said he's got rid of 70% of the engineers at Meta. I think it was 70%.
Wow.
And AI have just replaced all those
Yeah, I
people.
can see that.
You will
Yeah.
we are very close to saying to AI, can you make me a piece of software that's proprietary to me, that's like that other company over there with these tweaks? And
Literally.
then everyone can compete with you. But I mean, the other good thing about that is you can test the market without any money and say, look, here's the piece of software. This is what it's going to look like. Would you like to give us a load of money for that?
It's going to be diluted, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be diluted.
Yeah.
And I think real things like childcare, like tree surgery, like wedding venues, hotels, hospitality and leisure, where's the venture capital PE money going to go? It's going to go, waste, I think, is one I keep talking about. I think it's a very good sector because people will always want to throw stuff away. I think lots of things are going to be damaged by technology, but real stuff.
What do you say, James? You say need?
Love, want and need.
Love, want and need.
I mean, that childcare is the epitome of love, want and need.
Yeah.
People love their children to be educated and looked after. They want them and they need them because they've got to go to work. So it's a love, want and need business. The software thing is a need business, but do people even want it or love it yet? And I mean,
They don't know that they need it.
Yeah,
either,
I mean,
do
there
they?
are things out there like, software to run your day nurseries, which would be, but even then I've never done a SaaS product because I could see the writing on the wall a few years ago that it's becoming cheaper and cheaper to get software. And there are other, I mean, I don't want to, there's something like EOS. I don't know if you've heard of that, Lucy, that is a management software for businesses, entrepreneurial businesses. There's lots out there that you'll be competing with already that do just what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had heard of that. And I think some of the reasons and the founders circle. So one of my route to market is about creating a coaching program. So it's about taking the people, literally, like you said, that love, want, need, to take them from that I need to do something differently because my business isn't performing or whatever, to help them convert them into, I want to learn more about this. I want this, to eventually loving it. So it is quite interesting that you talked about that, but I realised that I'm making it so much hard work for myself.
Let me just a couple of things there, just because I've got experience in both of these. But I used to do business consultancy and all of that stuff, in a big way. And I built a big audience doing that. Number one, it's a swapping time for money business. People won't just give you money for programs. They might initially do it, but they're not very sticky. Something happens in their business, other bills come in, they go, actually, I'm just going to cancel this now. I'm not going to do it. Now, business coaching, which is one-to-one, is something that people are sticky with, like Action Coach or something. They get to know their coach, they rely on them, the one-to-one stuff, and they stick around for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. The mastermind in the consultancy that's one-to-many, I find people are not so sticky. I've arguably, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, I've done it in a bigger way than most people in this country. I don't do it anymore because I find it quite exhausting. And then the speaking thing, another thing here, I've spoken at Action Coach conferences. I speak quite a bit, but I wouldn't think it's easy to get speaking gigs. It's easy to get speaking gigs for free, but being a paid international speaker, and JB, back me up here. It is a unicorn.
Think,
it's a unicorn world, that.
Monetizing that knowledge is tricky, isn't it? And you've got to do it in a format that actually works for you and how much time you've got to enter into it. And, when you do your university, they come, they go. It's not the greatest model, is it? Doesn't earn a lot of money. I mean, it's out there for people to get to know you better, for your brand to know you better, to then come on to other products that you sell later on.
Yeah. I mean, look, James is right. I think the idea is, I'll get paid many thousands of pounds to go do a keynote speech. Number one, it's unleveraged work as well. The only way I would do it if I'm paid a handsome amount for it now, but I'm only allowed to record it so that I can repurpose my time, because I don't want to be doing swapping time for money stuff. And consultancy is exhausting. And I always, I think the people that get the speaking gigs, and JB, you'll back me up on this, we've both been in this personal development space for over a decade, are the ones that have got audience.
100%.
They're the ones that get, I've got 1 million followers on YouTube. Yeah. You pay me to speak at my event and I will give you eyeballs. Yeah. And really, they're not paying for the keynote speech. They're paying
for the attention.
They're trading, aren't they?
Yeah. They're paying for the attention. Yeah. And any good keynote, I suppose one of the highest paid keynote speakers in this country is probably Boris Johnson. He's an ex-prime minister. People are paying for his attention. Yeah, he's a good keynote.
What sort of money would he demand? What do you think?
£250,000.
Wow, really?
Yeah, 100 grand, 100 quarter. But that's a unicorn. And
average speaker will be getting 5 grand. 10
really?
grand,
unless you're doing very well. Even then,
James, what's the most money they've ever paid you?
What's the most that we've done, Chaz? 10, 10 grand. But we're not. I love doing it, but the biggest speaking gigs I do are my own events.
Yeah,
that's really where I'm doing it. Chad's
that's a better model though, isn't it? Because that's your event,
model,
and you can do over a couple of days.
But we fill that off on the back of making all this bloody stuff all the time,
which is very unheard of. Very unheard of. Is this Lucy? Is this software business? Is this already up and running, or is this?
It's not up and running. No, it's in the development phase at the moment.
Okay.
So,
I think the best thing that you can do is go and listen to an episode. Again, we've mentioned Daniel Priestley before. He's got a brilliant model of testing the market, but really, really testing it before you have to put too much time into it.
Well, the best way of testing it is if people give you money before you make it.
Yeah, but he's got a whole thing.
His thing is really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Daniel, what's it called?
Yeah, but even
scorecard.
Yeah, but even then, if people sign up to a waiting list and go, I want to do that.
But you can see, but most people from that waiting list, you go, actually, there isn't a market there, full stop. So before you build out the software,
the biggest acid test is people giving you a deposit before you do anything. For sure. And there are things like, for example, I'm just making up here. I say, I've got the cure for brain tumours. Would you like to give me, I can give you the cure in 3 months, but I just need some money to do that right now. Your bank account will be full overnight.
Yeah.
Full. You wouldn't know what to do with all the money. I'm giving a very harsh example there, but I have done things like, for my example, Teddy Tastic. You could, James had a tree business. If that tree needs taking down because it's dangerous, so I need some money now before I turn up. You would get the money because people want it. They don't. That needs to happen.
Yeah.
There is examples. Hotel book before you go. Yeah. Our wedding venue. James has got an amazing wedding venue. You want it.
All paid up 3 months in advance of them turning up.
There are,
and 2 or 3 years in advance as well to secure it.
Flights are another.
Lucy, what if we got down just to money? Surely, with your knowledge, would you not just be opening up other nurseries?
Exactamondo.
Yeah.
And just before you answer that, can I just say one thing? The absolute philosophy that we talk about on this podcast, what is it, JB? What do we always say?
A plus M equals S.
And we're building
a profitable enterprise that works without you in it.
We're building a business to sell, even if you have no intention of selling it.
I come into these clowns, Lucy. What is going on, baby? It is just
No, but I'm saying, I think selling a consultancy business, devilishly difficult. Yeah. Unless you're
next to impossible.
Ernest Young or BDO or PricewaterhouseCoopers and even then it's the financial bit that's they're consulting on. What he said there, why have you not building 5 day nurseries and using all this software, all this brilliant stuff to grow a 5 chain of day nurseries. So they're the best in the world. And then big venture capitalists go, here you go, here's a load of money.
And you know what? It was definitely on. My trouble is I have my own stickability to things. So I love shiny, I love new, I love the energy.
Because you're
of
a poxy
starting.
entrepreneur. That's the problem.
But that is the problem. Yeah. I mean, look,
Yeah.
Lucy, the tree surgery stuff, Harold and Hilda, our domestic market that was huge.
Yeah.
I was so bored with it. It earned millions, but I was bored out of my brains. We still do it today. Men are out working today doing that. For the last 40 years, we have done that. 40 years of the same mundane stuff. But it's a very good model.
And still going now?
Yeah, still going now.
Ah.
And then what you've got here with your day nurse, you've got all of the knowledge, all of the stuff is in you already to do it. You've just got to do location better, or build up Rutland, do some more marketing to get more of those places filled, and you're off to the races. And then once you've got that model running and churning and earning, you can then do the other shiny odd things and see even put your toe in the water, but definitely do that waiting list. That Daniel Priestley thing is fantastic.
Yeah,
it
I'll have a look at
tests
that.
in advance of you dropping loads of cash.
Yeah, or just do a waiting list on a new area for a day nursery to see if a load of people sign up. And you go, well, you go to the bank, you go, look, I've got 100 people that want to sign up. Bish, bosh, bosh, here's the check.
And I think that's the fascinating thing, isn't it? My nursery does run itself, and I'm
you've
not
got
actually involved in the day to day of that. I'm not involved. I'm still the CEO, so I still have my check-ins and all of those things. But when it comes to it running, it runs without me. In fact, here was the biggest lesson I learned. It actually ran better without me.
Yeah,
So
without you fiddling.
Well, make sure you always dive in every now and then, because I think a lot of entrepreneurs say that, and I a lot of my businesses are not up to scratch at the moment because I was working on a big other project, and you will see things, and you need to, as soon as you scale up and have multiple sites. I do think we say that. One of the things that I just want to talk about, I think James, the 3 Jameses, we're all guilty, and Lucy, you're guilty of it. Entrepreneurial traits, one of the cancers of us is we focus on the new rather than the successful. We can't help ourselves.
No.
Yeah.
I'm been bombing around the country with this clown over here to the right of me to look at new wedding venues that he wants to buy. He's got an amazing wedding venue. And one of our phrases, or is his phrase, and I love it, is the diamonds we seek are underneath our feet.
ooh, that is good.
It is the best thing.
Acres of diamonds are under our shoes where we are. Yeah.
Oh, I've changed it slightly.
Well, I nicked it from the book, so I don't know. Swipe and deploy.
Slightly changed the words, and or slightly changed the note, and you can say that my heart will go on with yours. But I do think, that bright, shiny new object syndrome is a big thing that is damaging for entrepreneurs. You could go and buy an okay day nursery for next to nothing. Or, just put it in Google. There'll be loads around where you are. And you could improve that and probably make yourself $200,000 extra a year.
You just sprinkle some entrepreneur dust on it, bit of technology, and you're nous, and all of a sudden you're away. Yeah.
Buy it for nothing. Try and get a lease option on the freehold. Get a retirement sale. I've done that. Honestly, that is what you should do.
James, people say, when we say that to people, they go, surely not. They're going to do. There are so many businesses where people want to exit. They don't even know they want to exit, but they just want someone to knock on the door and start that seed going in their head. You can go onto Google and look it up, but knock on doors, see a day nursery that you fancy and go and knock on the door.
I think online training programs are glorified procrastination for a lot of people. And I think it's also something that hides behind fear, because it's easy to go.
Talking about yourself.
Yeah, 100% I am. To the point where I've launched 186 podcasts for people across the world. There's no one in Europe who's launched more podcasts than I have. How many people have bought my training course that teaches you to do it? I'll tell you how many. 7. 7 people. Do you know how much it cost?
I told you.
240 quid. Even I helped him launch his podcast, didn't pay me a bloody bean. I'm going to sleep next to his caravan. He didn't even say top and tail at the weekend away. You can't give it away, Lucy. But the point being is that I think in a lot of instances you can go, I'm building this thing, because actually that's less scary. Building a software or a SaaS product is less scary than going, all right, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and go and open a second site. Let's see how good you are. You can tell other people to do it.
Can I just say, though, all the things that you want to do, creating the software, the speaking. That makes you an inspirational leader that will attract the best talent.
Yeah.
And you should be doing all of that for your
yourself.
own business,
Yeah.
no one else. That is the real answer. That is the diamonds.
Yeah.
And that can be done on Instagram and stuff on YouTube, where you're just sort of famous to a few. You're saying, James, you're famous to a few in that sector. You'll end up with great staff coming towards you. You'll end up with people saying, my aunt wants to sell her business. You know, you'll get all those little inquiries coming through, and you become the expert within that niche.
And you want to be speaking at all the childcare conferences.
Oh, I do that already.
Not for consultancy, but to recruit the
Yeah.
best people. Oh my God, I want to go and work for that woman.
And right at the end of your speech, just say, yeah, and actually we're looking for people at the moment. And just drop it in there, you know.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah, you'll have the best managers going, I don't really like this person I'm working for. It's a great nursery, but I like that woman. Because, the secret to a great nursery, all them peas and all that palaver that you just come with, brilliant. Yes, I agree. But really, the secret is the manager.
100%. I do agree.
If you can get an average day nursery, put a brilliant manager in there, and literally overnight the improvements happen.
Yeah. Do you not think as well, though, it's about people now want to work where that sense of purpose is greater than their own? And I think where else do you get that than early years, right? Where you can actually be creating the next generation of human
Some
beings.
people believe that, yeah. I think, and hopefully they are in childcare because they believe that.
Yeah.
I know lots of people that own nurseries in the north of the country. The south is really struggling to recruit.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I'm thinking about, in our Cambridge nursery, buying a house, renting a house, and giving people free accommodation from Spain, like recruiting teachers from Spain or from the north of the country, getting them down. I mean, it is a chat. I mean, we have loads of people on hospitality business, the service sector around that 25 million people that live around the London and the home counties, difficult. I mean, recruiting in Cambridge, really difficult.
But we lost that, James, didn't we, with the pandemic? And my Polish builders went back to Poland, never came back. And they all lived on site. They all had their accommodation with us, and they just never came back.
Or we've got a giant welfare bill that rewards people for. I just think it is difficult to get people to work full time. You must have that. You've got lots of great people in childcare. I really only want to work 2 days a week around my family. That's difficult to run a nursery when you've not got key workers. Imagine at primary school you got 3 teachers for your kid. The teacher never gets to know them enough to help them with their idiosyncrasies. And we're seeing that with childcare. I don't know if you've got that up in the north of the country, Lucy, like getting full time is difficult down south.
I think since I opened my business back in 2010, and there was this more supply of childcare places than demand, it's meant that for the whole 15 years I've been in business, I've had to think differently about business. So I've offered flexible childcare since 2010. I've been offering a 4-day week to my full-time staff since 2010. I do have term time only staff. I do have staff that work 1 or 2 days a week because I needed to match what my buying pattern was to my operational plan. And actually, I think that's what served me well. But you are right. I see and hear a lot about the recruitment challenges. And what do you think? What do you guys think it is in the south? What's different down there at the moment?
My view is, this is just my opinion, I think there's more money down south, which that obviously is not an opinion, there is. And you've got lots of people that have got equity in property and they remortgaging it, giving it to their kids and stuff like that. That just, a house up in Newcastle, I've got a friend that owns a nursery in Newcastle. They put out a recruitment job and they get like 25 applicants. People are hungry to work up there because, a house, 3-bedroom semi-detached house is 110 grand.
I think the south is just more jobs available, and they're more sexy jobs, but they just don't want to do that type of work. Lucy, have you looked at? I'm working with a client at the moment. They're doing autistic daycare for specialists. Okay. They're doing specialist daycare and trying to get these young children into mainstream schools. So they're actually prepping them for hanging their coat up, knife and fork, shoelaces and stuff like that. but they were showing me the numbers. It's a lot more money per child per day.
100%. And I think that's really interesting because so ordinarily available provision, so the type of provision where children can ordinarily access it is 10 a penny, right? But like you're talking about there, that alternative provision is definitely niche. I think what we've done though, we've almost created a sector where we've made that not a nice part of the job. So the media, that negative rhetoric around they are difficult children to care for, which I don't believe is true. I believe that, you know, if you listen to children and really watch them and understand them, they are, you know, yes, they can be complex, but it's not impossible. It's getting the staff, isn't it, to work in those.
Yeah, no, there'll have to be a training scheme for them to do it. But they were explaining to me that these individuals come sometimes with money with them that's already backed from charity or from the government.
And he's talking about Senko and key one-to-one stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there is a huge need for that. But at the same time, it's about, like James said, you've got to be where the people are. So, you know, how do you ensure that there's a need for that in a particular area? But then saying that, I used to live next door to somebody whose daughter was in an alternative provision. We're in the East Midlands in Rutland. She went to school in Manchester. And the local authority paid for the transport.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Listen, you've got to open more nurseries. That is the answer, isn't it?
I think, Lucy, you might be in your own way here.
Yeah, because you're looking for the easy wins about consultancy, build a software. It ain't easy, let me tell you, because I've done it. And I'm not boasting about this, but I have quite a big audience now, and it's still difficult with. I think I'm pretty good at it.
I've got a small audience, it's even more difficult.
No, you've got seven. Seven people. 7. Yeah, 7. Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. I've got every one of my followers is now a paying client, so I'm happy with that. It is tougher than you think though, because people think, oh, I'll build it and they will come. It never, ever, ever works like that. It is so difficult.
Because it's a low barrier to entry business. Everyone can do blah, blah, blah. Is there any other questions, JB? Because I'm conscious of time.
Yes. The question number 1, how do I shift from a consultant coach to CEO? We're not doing that. Question number 2, what would you do if you had my skill set, audience and business model? We've already talked about that. Question number 3, how can I structure my time and team to get out of the day-to-day without things falling apart? I thought you said you had.
I have with my nursery, not with the consultancy, but I think we've already touched on that, haven't we?
I think we've covered it, baby. Anymore. If you don't have 5 nurseries in 5 years, I'm going to be very angry with you.
Yeah, Lucy, how'd you like them apples?
Yeah.
I love a challenge.
But I think you've got everything there to scale it up. So you've got it. Yeah.
5 85 place day nurseries, you can help yourself to millions and millions of pounds, and then you could go off and do all of this consulting stuff. And
like I said, people actually want to buy it, don't they?
When you've sold,
James, how many nurseries are you running now in your
I think it's 10. We've got plus Camp Beaumont, so we'll be by the end of this year, we'll be a £25 million childcare business.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, nice.
And I think you could be there very, very quickly. You know, 5 years that would work really well.
Being the inspirational leader for childcare, which obviously, Lucy, I mean, your energy and the way you talk, you know, all of that, because it's really a recruitment business. You want to steal all the best people for you, don't you?
Yeah. And I think something that resonated with me many years ago, I read a paper that the Manchester Business School did on world-class customer service. And it talked in there about Starbucks are not in the coffee business serving people. They're in the people business serving coffee. And that always stuck with me, right? About that, you've got to put the people first. And so often when I talk to early years leaders and managers, they all talk about the quality of care and education, which I almost think needs to be a given. Not many of them talk to me about how they look after their people.
Good. So and all that skill set on your business rather than everyone else's. Have you got anything?
Yeah, all I was going to say, Lucy, it's slightly wonked. I work out that it's about my people first and my customer second. So you need to get the team right and the right people doing the product ready to go, and then it's the customer afterwards.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, Lucy, where can people find more information about you if they want to sell you their daycare nursery, not for consultancy?
Whoa.
Hang on a minute. James will be there first.
If James Sinclair don't want it, anything north of Watford, and
If you're in Rutland and you live in a day nursery, speak to Lucy.
East Midlands, you can have the East Midlands patch. Anyone outside of that, please touch base with James. But where can the rest of them go to, Lucy?
So I'm on LinkedIn as Lucy Lewin, but I've also got the profitablenurseryacademy.com or on Instagram, the Profitable Nursery CEO.
There you
Awesome
go.
stuff. Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Thank you for being on, Lucy. We wish you well on your
Like Lucy
entrepreneurial
a lot.
adventures.
I like Lucy a lot.
Pleasure.
Have a great day. Cheers, Lucy. Bye now. There you go, Lucy, all the way.
She was
from-
lovely, wasn't
Wasn't
she?
she
Yeah.
lovely?
Yeah.
Right. It's
Knock at the door.
There is a knock at the door. It's time for this. It's time for the 8 Traits of the Greats. It's the time of the show where award-winning entrepreneur James Sinclair.
I love all the naff music. I just love it. I want more of it.
It is the it's what makes this show, isn't it?
It's like Bullseye, isn't it, from the 70s?
We're like the old school Brian Conley for podcasts. You know, that's all.
3 dangerous Brians.
Yes.
Right, you get to join in because you've normally got an opinion.
Okay,
I've
starting
always
with
got an
the-
opinion.
Half a
yeah.
point, blah blah blah. Right,
starting with the end in mind. Are we going?
No, she hasn't, has she?
No, there we go. So
Here we go.
passionate
James.
about her cause.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's got passion, definitely.
Untold amounts of resilience. I think she has.
Do we know
Well,
that?
she nearly lost it all. Couldn't pay her staff.
Okay, yeah,
It
go on
built
then.
up again. Yeah.
It's harsh, isn't it?
They master relationships with people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, come on. Commercial awareness.
God, you're a right old savage, you are, aren't you, Martin?
Well, I don't think she has, because if I had those places there, those other 50 odd places, I would have had them filled by now, because I would have gone out on socials and got it all working.
I think you're right.
40%
So
occupancy.
they innovate so they don't evaporate. She is an innovator.
She's trying to do that, but
Yeah.
she shouldn't be. She's
No,
doing
she's
more of
just
the
gone
same.
off up in the wrong lane a bit. That's
Well,
all.
she's not a master marketer because she hasn't been able to fill up her nursery. And Rutland isn't a village. There are people around Rutland, isn't it? Yeah.
It's the home of the pork pie, isn't it?
Oh, the pork pie.
Yeah.
You sure that's
yeah,
not
to
a
one
lie?
side of Rutland.
Melton
yes, it's
Mowbray.
Melton
Sorry,
Mowbray.
missed
Yeah.
that.
You missed that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I had a little poet there. I said, are you sure that's not a lie? I was proud of myself for that. They stay teachable and curious. I think
yeah,
she
she
is.
is that.
But that's still a 5.
It's
Come
not
on,
bad.
good. Let's have the song.
Let's
Here
do
we
it.
go. It's a 5. This business is going to thrive. There we go. That's it.
That's enough. We ain't got time for that. He's got to go to Wales and he's driving him. Right, it's time for the business quiz. Let's go.
D.
It's Jim versus
Says JB.
And James Martin.
And
Quiz
does-
of business
see-
things,
With James Martin.
business knowledge, and it's fun.
James Martin.
Which one's clever and which one's dumb? Izzy Wizzy, let's get quizzy.
Let's get quizzy.
This is a good one. What percentage of nursery staff in the UK leave their jobs each year on average as of 2024? Now, Chud's his girlfriend, soon to be wife, one day. If you ask the question,
He's off. They've not
What
even
does
moved
he
in
keep
together
doing it to
yet.
you,
What's
Chud?
I'm trying to get you a lead. No, but the horrific amount of people leaving primary school teaching, that's very true, you know, and I think this is people that don't want to do it, you know, it's lowly paid, you know, you can't charge more. Already in our business, 60% of our turnover goes on salaries in our childcare business.
Right.
So we're left with
Okay.
40%. Then you got to pay for the rent, the electric, the resources, the overhead, the loans, whatever it is. So the tax. So what do you reckon, gang? What percentage of nursery staff in the UK leave their jobs on year in average? Right. So
What do you think? Sorry, ironically, we talk about school here, and it's school kicking out time down the road, which you can hear. Is it a posh school around here? It looks like they've got little boater hats. I feel like I'm in Dickensian
not.
London.
just I can see a percentage point here. I think they're asking for a number, Mr. Martin.
No, not what percentage?
What percentage?
Correct.
Yeah.
What
It's been a
percentage
long
of nurse
day,
staff,
James, isn't it?
in the
Yeah.
UK leave their jobs each year on average?
I was going.
What are you going with?
I'm
Jamie?
going 30%.
I've gone 40%.
I think a third of people get out of the sector.
So we've given you the gateway to go either way, Mr.
No,
Sinclair.
I think it's 20%.
20, 30 or 40. Here we go.
The
What
answer is
it?
22%.
Oh, there you
Staff shortages are one of the top 3 reasons for nursery
Wow.
closures. The cost to replace a single early years practitioner is estimated between £3,000 and £5,000. Over 60% of nurseries say recruiting qualified staff has become harder in the last 12 months. And as a bloke that owns a number of day nurseries, I can attest that
Thanks,
is a
Jamie.
very
Thank you.
true fact. Well, ladies and gents, thanks for listening to the business broadcast. Little plugs here for our esteemed guests. Go on.
No, I was going to say, if you like the triple of treats, as I'm now calling us, the 3 J's, the triple J's, please let us know. And James Martin could sit in as a regular contributor other co-host.
For viewers and listeners, the spoon is so well made. Apart from the cup is rubbish.
It's very
that's
true.
Tiger, isn't it? This has been forged. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Ironically, the spoon is better than the cup.
Mordor. Now, my esteemed colleague here is also producing content for entrepreneurs and business owners. Where do they go, James?
Well, if you want to follow me, we're doing a podcast ourselves now with Oliver, who's here. Hello, Ollie. He's in the background here. And we have got Entrepreneurs Conversations. So we do that. And
That's
then
a
finally,
good name.
Yeah, Entrepreneurs Conversations.
That is a good name.
And then
You
we're
can't
doing.
say it straight, can you? That Conversations.
That's a good name.
He pronounced
who
it.
tweaked that for you? And
Entrepreneurs Conversations. Oh, here he goes.
Oh, here we go.
If he hasn't got a claim to fame, he'll
I'll
take
get a
someone
bill.
else's.
You know, JB, I'll be getting a bill for that.
Yeah, I know.
And then you can find me on Instagram.
No, you can just do my trees here and not say, he's going, I'm going to do all your trees here and send you a bill. No, you won't. Just do them because of my love.
Is he not driving you to Wales for nothing? Yeah.
Look, I'm letting him promote his podcast on this show. That is worth many thousands of pounds. Thank you very much.
Equidistant to the fuel.
Oh, yeah. The other thing is, James Burt, where do they go to find out about you?
Hey, I tell you what, go to pivotproductionsgroup.co.uk and find out about my new business model.
Or
which
just
James
follow him
Sinclair
on
hates.
Instagram on James Burt Official.
You'll find me.
James Entrepreneur. James Martin Entrepreneur as well. Thanks for listening, gang. Now, listen, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are. And we need some more reviews in.
We do.
So
don't you want to just pass it on, pass the pod on, just a one?
We get to that, yeah.
Pass the pod. Give it to one of us.
Pass the pod?
Yeah, go on, pass
the pod. Just do one person. Just go up to them and say, listen, you need to start getting involved, find some information out. Listen to some serious people doing some serious stuff. Don't listen here.
Yeah. Then come back to this podcast after.
We're off to Wales now. Buenas noches. Gracias.
Ciao.
Bye.